got some brand new fairy tales. I hope the kids like it.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. So in this episode, we're going to talk about Lauren the Hacken. And she is a Simmer Esper. And as usual, a Simmer Esper have something that is very unique that only they have. But the thing is that a lot of players know Lauren from her revive ability, and nowadays there are a ton of revive Esper. Like she was very good until the Fire Nation attack. I mean, until Abigail came out, and suddenly she is no longer unique. But I will tell you that she is still pretty much unique. It's just that she has a downside that Abigail tackle in her skill set that makes Abigail became like a quadruple S tier Esper, while Lauren is still just a rare Esper that you used to know. Like she is very underrated. So going into her first skill, the first skill attacks one enemy, damage 120% attack, and 40% chance of inflicting speed down for 2 turns. The damage is normal, but then again, we are not using her as a DPS, so this is just something that you can look forward to. And the 40% chance of inflicting speed down is just too low, like this will never stick. But in the case that it sticks, is kind of a good bonus. But then that means that the first skill from Lauren is, basically useless. Like this is just a filler while you are waiting for her second and the third skill is of cooldown. Now going to the second skill, Burst of Vitality, heals one ally healing 40% of their maximum HP and the ally's AP plus 50%. Lauren's current half HP minus 20%. So in every single game, if you need to sacrifice something in order to use your skill, it is always gonna be an above average skill. And for Lauren here, the above average is in the case that it gives the ally AP plus 50%. 50% is huge. This is almost like an extra turn for that ally. And the healing 40% of the ally's maximum HP is a fixed amount of healing. So no matter how much stats your allies have, no matter how much stats your Lauren has, she will always heal the same amount of HP, which is 40% of the ally's maximum HP. So if the ally has a ton of HP, this is gonna heal for a lot. If your ally has a low amount of HP, then this not gonna heal for a lot. So the third skill, Healing Water, heals one ally healing 20% of their maximum HP. Why is it lower than the second skill? It's because the third skill can revive fallen targets, and it also gives her a bonus of 1 turn. And final healing plus 10% here, and cooldown is only 4 turns. So this is the bread and butter of Lauren's skill, revive fallen targets. And the best part that no other Esper can replace from Lauren is that this revive ability doesn't have any downside. In every single other Esper that can revive their allies, they always make their cooldown like a very long time of cooldown. Like, for example, like for Abigail, like once you revive your allies, you need to wait for 7 turns until you can revive another ally. But this one doesn't have any downtime for the cooldown. So you can always revive your allies every 4 turns. And also because this gives you a bonus turn, meaning essentially you only have 3 turns cooldown for this skill, because the moment you use this skill you can move again and the cooldown already down by 1 turn, meaning every 3 turns you can revive your allies. So in any case you encounter a content where you need to constantly revive your allies, Lauren is the best at doing that. Now, the thing that makes Lauren, underrated, like nobody uses her anymore compared to other revival Esper is because she doesn't have any skill that increase her survivability. Although she is able to heal herself, and also this one has a 3 turns cooldown. I forgot to mention that. So even though she is able to heal herself, she cannot increase her maximum HP for her survivability. So again, like if you heal your allies, they need to have the maximum amount of HP to survive in the first place. So if they don't have enough maximum HP, they gonna die first before they are able to get healed to get their health back. Hence why shield is far more useful for Esper that have a low maximum HP, for a squishy Esper. Because for shield, as long as your shield is still intact, your Esper is never gonna use their actual HP. Now, because this third skill gives her a bonus turn, so if you use both the third skill and the second skill, you can actually heal your target by 20 plus 40% means 60% of their maximum HP. And this 60% doesn't care about anyone's stats. It doesn't care about your target stats. It doesn't care about your Lauren stats. This means that Lawrence doesn't require any stats at all. Like she doesn't need any specialty in any of her build. So, and also because her heal depends on the allies' percentage maximum HP. That's why in the very early game, when you just started playing the game, she seems rather useless. Because at that point in time, you don't really have that much HP to begin with, your equipment is still sucks. But then again, at the end game, you already have a ton of better healer Esper compared to Lauren. And your Esper doesn't die much compared to when you are progressing. So only in the mid game, then Lauren proved to be really useful. Because 60% of your allies' maximum HP is a lot. You can really keep someone alive for a very long time. But then again, she doesn't have an AoE heal, so she requires an ally to cover that part from the other Esper that still is waiting for their turn to get healed. Now, going into her captain ability, she increased allies' defense by 18%. Wow, now this is interesting. Now we're going to go to see her ascension first. Now because that is what is really unique for Lauren. Going to her ascension will tell us what is actually going on with the Lauren. The first ascension gives HP, second ascension gives defense, the third one is the one that gives the revive fallen target here. So you definitely need to take the third ascension. Then going to the fourth gives HP, then fifth at 6 gives defense. So she has a ton of defense here. Now this is what makes Lauren really interesting, because she is actually a defensive healer. Although she doesn't use her defense stats for the amount of the healing that she does, but she can prove to have like a ton of defense compared to any other support Esper. And this can be really useful if you are using someone like Donar here. Like Donar have a passive that makes him absorb 15% of all teammates' defense and attacks all enemies. So for Esper like Donar here, Lauren is actually a very good partner for him. And also her revivability can keep Donar alive, and also if he ever die, like she can revive Donar every 3 turns, or any other Esper that is assigned to be protected by Lauren. But then again, because her survivability sucks, like she doesn't have any other skill to keep her alive aside from her basic defense, so that's the only downfall for Lauren. Now the growth advancement here, because she doesn't require any stats unless you do want to aim for that high amount of defense, then stopping her level at level 50 already make her able to use all her abilities at the maximum potential. You only need a Billimon for her, so to just increase the healing amount and also reduce the cooldown. She only require a Billimon to make her the best out of her abilities. Now going into her resonance, as usual the stats is alright, like the basic defense increase here can increase her defense even further. Now the second resonance, when HP is below 40%, healing plus 10%, and this HP is for your allies. So when your allies HP is below 40%, healing them increase the amount of healing she does by 10%. And then the resonance 4, when an ally is currently not alive, any allies, then speed plus 20. This is good to make her rotate her revive skill much faster. So when someone is dead, then she will be able to quickly get into action and use her third ability to revive her fallen allies. Now going into her rival rune, she is recommended to use Panacea and also the Grove. Grove is for her survivability. Again, like because she doesn't have any skill to increase her survivability, she purely rely on her own stats. Either it's from defense or it's from her HP. Now the Panacea increase the healing effectiveness by 30%, and this is the only way for you to increase the amount of healing that Lauren can heal, because this one doesn't get affected by any of her stats. But with the Panacea set, instead of healing 40% of the target's maximum HP, you actually now heal for 52% of the allies maximum HP, because 40% plus the bonus 30% from the Panacea set, which is 52%. That's why that is the best equipment for Lauren. The only one that can affect her heal here, that is her specialty. Now going into the Divinate, when the target's HP is below 50%, Burst of Vitality is healing plus 20%. Like if you increase this, yeah, this is already the highest one. So now after this, it only increases her stats. Again, the bonus defense is alright. But this one, because the Burst of Vitality is on the second skill, which is the highest heal skill that she has, so this Divinate is actually really useful for her. This one increases her healing even further. She can actually heal her allies using both her third ability and the second ability, with the bonus from her resonance and then the Divinate and then the Panacea set. She can heal allies from like 1 HP back to full health by herself. So that is her only good side, like the only thing that is still unique about her. Now she is kind of like overshadowed by any of the other revival esper, especially for someone like Abigail. So even though Abigail have like a cooldown of 7 turns for her revival ability, but because she has a ton of buffs and then recovery and then defense and then shield, like she is able to prolong her life long enough for her to get back this cooldown and revive her allies. So essentially making the battle never ends. Like you have unlimited amount of tries. If you make a mistake, like for a game where you only have 5 esper to bring to your battle, and if you make a mistake and one of your esper dies, then that's it. That's you need to either reset the game or you try to beat the battle using a handicap. But the moment Abigail came out long time ago, the game changes, because now with Abigail you have unlimited amount of tries. No matter how many mistakes you made, as long as you bring your Abigail, you can always revive your allies and try again, especially when she is almost immortal because of all of her survival skills.
Same goes for money.
Like she can just stay alive by herself while waiting for the third skill to get off cooldown, revive her allies, and that if that allies happens to be Gaius, then yeah, that's it, it's game over. So that's why Lauren nowadays is getting overshadowed by all those things, because for Lauren, even though she is the support and she is the healer, she is the one who needs protection, and that is kind of like defeats the purpose, because that means that you're gonna need to bring two support Esper, while you have a limited amount of Esper that you can bring into battle, which is only 5. So while in a game where you can only bring 5 Esper, you do want to bring Esper that can cover almost every single thing. You know, so the more utility an Esper has, the more advantage that you can bring into your team. Hence why Esper that can do a lot of things by themselves is far more useful into your lineup compared to Esper that can only heal and revive. Like she is taking an extra spot for a chance for you to be able to revive your allies every 3 turns. But that is only if your allies dies. If your allies doesn't die, she is just another single target healer. So that's why, you know, it's kind of like still debatable whether you do want to use her or you do not want to use her. But if you ever think about all of her specialty, all of the things that makes her unique, she can still have that kind of niche use if you do want to try using her, especially the one that I give, like the tips that I gave for Donar here.
If you've got a problem,
So that is Lauren. So hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
It's like it.